We begin our chapter, that is Attila. Now, Attila, before we start Attila, let us see what is actually literature. In literature, you will have stories or you will have some article which will be literature, which is considered as literature. Now, this Attila has a story and therefore there will be characters. The characters will make up the story. Now, a character who plays the most important role is called protagonist. Usually, he has the positive character, that is, he is a good fellow. On the other hand, if the main opponent is if the main opponent or the person who plays the bad roles or who plays the bad things or who is against our protagonist is in the story is called antagonist. Okay, now after you read it you will understand who is the protagonist and who is the antagonist. Now over here for your creative writing, what you can do is you can describe a pet. Okay, if you are an animal lover, or maybe possible that you might not be owning a pet, but you can at least describe and state what are the good qualities, what are the effects of having a pet. Okay, and on the other hand you will write a small paragraph where you will um, contradict why pets are not acceptable. Many you will find many people who don't like to have pets, so you will write about it also. Okay, now let us come to Attila. Now, who is Attila? Attila is actually a character from the ancient history. Yes, it is said that he was a Hun, the ruler of the Central and Eastern Europe. Yes, parts of above China. Okay, somewhere above China, there used to be a country, and that area was initially in the very long years ago. That is in 400 to 500. Some before the like the modern history started. The Central and the Eastern Europe was ruled by various dynasties like the Hun dynasty, Ostrogoths, Alans, etc. Now, he was the scourge of Europe, scourge or a person who creates trouble. Now, a person who creates trouble for the rulers of Europe. Various parts were ruled by various rulers, so he was a problem for all of them. He was also known as Attila. Attila, he was a ruler of the Huns from so and so from 434 the Christian era to March 453 Christian era. Scourge means someone who causes trouble. He was also the leader of a tribal empire consisting of Huns, Ostrogoths, Alans, among others, ruling over Central and Eastern Europe. He and his elder brother Bleda received instructions in archery, or they were trained in archery, that is bow and arrow, sword fighting, horse riding, etc. They also spoke and perhaps read both Gothic and Latin languages. Now these two are supposed to be ancient language of the Middle Europe, of the European countries. The two ancient languages, that is Gothic and Latin. And they also learned military and diplomatic tactics. Military, because they had to go constantly be on war. They had to, there would be sudden situations when they would be faced with war. So they had to learn the military disciplines. They had to understand how to wage a war, how to defend themselves, etc. Apart from that, they also had to learn diplomatic tactics. Now, tactics are the tricks. Tactics refers to tricks or the method of handling such things. Okay. Now, diplomatic is when you have to talk with other people, the rulers of the other people. They might not have your how to benefit from them, how to take care of our own self, as well as of our fellow beings or the subjects over whom they were ruling, about all the people. Now that is politics. Yes, a sort of politics. He was one of the most fearsome enemies the Romans ever faced. Now, the Romans were the main rulers of in the Romans or the Greek civilization. They were quite powerful. Now, he was one of the most fearsome enemies for them. He claimed that the Romans had violated the treaty. He said that they had gone against the agreement. Now, treaty means agreement signed between any two countries or any two provinces, so that um, they are not at a constant fight with each other. Now it was violated, or it was ignored, it was broken, some laws were broken, and this led to a devastating, very destructive series of attacks or wars through Eastern European cities in 441 CE. Okay, so this is the introduction of the historical character Attila. But but here, Attila of our story is not going to be this historical character. He is not this historical character. Rather, you will be surprised that Attila is going to be somebody else, a total someone else. Now let us turn to the next page. We start with the scene, the first part, that is we understand what is the setting of the story. Now as you enter, as you see, this story suddenly begins, and we are just given a small introduction over here. Introduction, and what is written is the family. Now this family could be any family, they have not specified over here. Okay, they have not given a name of like the Sharmas or the Sens or the Browns. No, the name of the family, the surname, or any member's name is not yet given. So let us start with, the family wanted a strong and formidable dog. Now formidable, one who obeys, who could prevent break-ins. Break-ins like somebody who tries to enter with force inside the house with the aim of robbing something or stealing something. And theft, as you know, it is robbery, that is to take things away in from the house. A 2-month-old black and white puppy was brought home. Now we know that the puppy is black and white, as well as it is 2 month old. He was named Attila. Yes. um, this is the surprising part. The children named the dog as Attila because they were influenced, or they liked the character of Scrooge of Europe. They were influenced by this character so much that they named him Attila. He had square jaws, red eyes, a pug nose, and massive head. He gave no hope that he would do credit to his name. Now he had square jaws. Square jaws means the jaw. Jaw is the teeth part. Okay, so red eyes, a pug nose. A pug nose, you know the black part of the nose? Yes, of a dog. Yes, that is called. And a massive head. Massive, very large head. He gave no hope. He gave no hope means it clearly showed. His physic, looking at him, one would realize that he would do credit to his name. That means the name given to him. The name is Attila, the brave soldier. Okay, the brave warrior. But he would do credit to his name means he would prove his name to be perfect. Okay. The puppy, as I have already indicated. Now I is the narrator. Yes, there is a narrator in this story, and that is I. Have already indicated, shown, did not have very prepossessing appearance. Prepossessing means what? What is prepossessing? Come on, look at over here. Charming character. It was not very charming. People did not, would easily get attracted to him. He was not even too playful. None too playful means not even very playful. He did not like to play much. But this did not prevent his owners from sitting in a circle around him and admiring him. But the proud owners would just sit around him and admire. Okay, and the owners are usually the children. There was a prolonged debate. Prolonged means very long debate going on, which continued for several days perhaps. And debate is an argument as to what he should be named. Yes, this happens in every house. Whenever something has to be given a name, we usually cannot decide easily. Therefore, the argument went on for quite some time. The youngest child suggested, why not call him Tiger? Every street mongrel. Now, mongrel is another type of dog, a species of dog. Okay, so he says every street mongrel is called Tiger. That means it is a common name for tigers. Came the reply, means the other child says. Then he said, okay, why not Caesar? Okay, so let us have a Caesar. Caesar, if a census was taken, that is a head count, counting of population. Counting of population is called census. It was taken of dogs, you will find at least 15,000 Caesars in South India alone. That means the story is based in South India. Why not fire? So, which is the third name suggested? Fire. Oh, it is fantastic. Why not thunder? Again, a new name. The fourth name is Thunder. Too obvious. Obvious means very clear. Very everybody will very common name sort of. Then the child suggests grip. Still obvious and childish. It looks very childish. It is very immature. There was a deadlock. Deadlock means there was no conclusion. A period, a time period, or a condition when no conclusion is coming out, or when the final decision is not being decided, when the final decision is not taken. So someone suggested Attila, and a shout of joy went up to the skies. Shout of joy went up to the skies means it was supported with everybody was overjoyed to hear such a beautiful name. No more satisfying name was thought for a man or animal. They felt that this name is too good. This was really very good name for an for even for a man or an animal. But as time passed, our Attila exhibited or showed a love of humanity which was sometimes disconcerting. Now it was sometimes disconcerting. The scourge of Europe would he ever been like this? Will the scourge of Europe be so this? Disconcerting is what? What is disconcerting? Disconcerting is he was lazy. He was not very appropriate to his name. Okay, he would not show the qualities of being confident. He was not confident, and he still had not settled down. Okay, he was still very hyper when things would he was not yet friendly with them. Okay, they put down it to his age. They felt that perhaps it was because of his age. He was too young to be a friend. What child could help loving all creatures? What child could help loving all creatures is like a question which gives the answer that yes, every child loves loving all creatures. Every child falls in love with the creatures. In their enthusiasm to establish this fact, in their enthusiasm to show that they love all creatures, they went to the extent of delving into ancient history. Delving, finding out, like we Google or we surf on the internet. Okay, we find out on the internet the extent of delving into ancient history. They started learning about the history to find what the scourge of Europe was like when he was a child. It was rumored. Rumored means it was a story. A rumor is usually not confirmed fact. Okay, that as a child he clung to his friends and to his parents' friends. He clung means he was always around his friends and to his parents' friends so fast. So fast means he used to hang on them. Like he used to get catch hold of their legs or their hands and always try to hang himself as a child. Okay, like you love to then have a swing on by holding them that often that he had to be beaten. Sometimes it would go or he would overdo it and then he would be beaten and separated from them. Now beating by parents in those times was quite normal. When he was 14, he showed the first sign of his future. So by the time he was 14, he showed the first sign. He showed promise, like he came out to be a very good fellow. He wait, beat down, defeated a fellow who tried to touch his marble. Now marbles is yes, the boys must be knowing very well the private parts of a boy, of a male person. This was encouraging. So this they felt that it was encouraging. So let our dog reach the parallel of 14 years. So they felt that let perhaps he would reach the parallel. Means the 14 years of a boy are not equal to the 14 years of a dog. He would become old by that time. So he said that let him grow up a bit and people would get to know his real nature. People would then understand how our Attila, the pet dog, will behave. He will prove his name to be true. Yeah.